morning bike ride. Oh, and we got some visitors. What a way to start off this video. This video today is all about cycling, so if you like talking about bike rides, please keep watching. You know that joke where it's like in your 30s, you either run a marathon or buy a bike? Well, for me, it was getting my bike. I grew up loving riding my bike all the time as a kid, and when my husband got his bike, I wanted to come along on these beautiful trips. So that's how I ended up here next to a monkey on the road in Penang, Malaysia. This island is seriously so stunning. There is this bike route in Batu Ferringhi that a lot of different cyclists do, and you follow it all the way to this big hill that's a little past Entopia, if you know the butterfly garden. This hill is definitely a climb, but it is so worth it. Top of the hill, we made it. Barely. I was dying at this point and finding more monkeys. So if you keep going further past this point, you'll enter into Balik Pulau. And there's tons of amazing durian farms and cafes and restaurants. We decided not to go all the way into Balik Pulau, and we just went to a closer cafe. I will never get over these incredible tropical views. I actually started getting into cycling when I lived in Korea. At first, I did feel pretty intimidated by the whole sport, but luckily, Korea has one of the best cycling infrastructures, I think, in the world. There are paths all around the country, and one of my favorite routes was cycling around Jeju Island. This is also one of my favorite videos that I've ever made because it was such an amazing experience. I had done a few small bike trips, but wow, this really was my first major cycling trip. These views, wow. Okay, I do need to brag about South Korea a little bit more because they even have bike passports that you can purchase, and it looks just like a little passport, and there are tons of different routes that you can cycle, and then there are stamp stations along the way where you can stamp your station for proof along your way. It is kind of an extra thing to do, but I really appreciate it. Mike even completed the Seoul to Busan loop, which is insane. It's a crazy journey that takes like a week to cycle across the whole country. What really helped me get into cycling was not the nerdy outfits, but it was all the cute cafes that you can cycle to and all the endless food and snacks you can eat along the way. And of course, we had to stop and hop in the water whenever we could. Jeju really is a picturesque island. If you have ever been on a cycling trip, you know that 100 things go wrong every single day. And that's the best part. It's so fun to be just out in the world trying to figure things out. And then just laughing when your tent blows over or you lose something or who knows. Because we're creatures of comfort, I think it's so important to continue to get out there and do something you're kind of bad at. This hobby can teach you a lot of patience, confidence, and resilience. I'm so glad that I've fallen in love with cycling, and I don't think if I hadn't have lived in Korea, if I would have been this much into cycling. Some of my favorite memories of living in Seoul was just riding along the Han River, stopping at cafes and convenience stores, and exploring on my bike. Of course, every time I cycle, I always wear my sunscreen. This is another wonderful thing I learned while living in South Korea, was just how to take care of my skin. This is one of my favorite brands, Innisfree, and when I bought a bunch of face masks, I got all these tiny little sunscreen packets, which are perfect for putting in my bike. This really beautiful cafe sits on a durian farm. And so you're able to just have this amazing view all the way across. Mike surprised me with this drink. It was a mango matcha. It was a 10 out of 10. As you can tell from my face, I am glowing with sweat and sunscreen. The climate here in Penang is no joke. Most of the time, it's pretty breezy because we're so close to the ocean. But when it's humid, it is so humid. And where Seoul is very sleek and organized with long river paths, Malaysia feels wild and tropical and spontaneous, which I love. Everywhere you look, it's green with life. You're riding through winding, curvy roads with jungle on both sides. Absolutely massive palm trees, and of course, random monkeys sitting on the road or climbing all above you. It's so fresh and tropical. All across Malaysia, there are roadside stalls, cafes, and restaurants anywhere you go. And some comforting, flavorful Malaysian food is perfect for after a ride. My latest favorite food to order, I'm obsessed with, I can't stop eating it, is roti canai telur. So it's delicious roti bread, and they put an egg, they mix like an egg in it. I tried something new as well. It's called roti jala, which is a traditional Malaysian pancake, but the way that they create it, it's like a netted pancake. Cycling is such a great hobby because it lets you experience a place in such a different way. You notice all these different places you would normally drive past. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!